Hello everyone, to the next episode of our Gunslinger playthrough. In this one I'm gonna use Act 1 Elite as a power up because quite easy. I need to update a little bit on the gear as well, and this axe offer easy devotions. Our resistance kinda okay. With all the forms of sustain that we got, I'm sure we're gonna survive with such a lower basically fire, lighting and a little bit of poison resistance on the low side, but just the act offer upgrade to the slit ring, and on top of that 8 very easy devotions. And some experience as well, because I can't transit to ultimate at 56. I don't like the idea very much. Fun fact, this boss is much more tankier than the actual first boss here at the next cave. We're going for a demo dump. We don't need so much shred, so I'm gonna leave the mines at level 4 for now. Also, dealing with Act 1 Elite gonna help me a lot with the Devil's Crossing reputation, because this faction is kinda hard enough to scale, because you have to kill just bandits. There is no flexibility, and bandits are available just in Act 2. So we have to take care of the reanimator. As you can see, he's not so tanky. Just 3 seconds battle. I'm gonna pick the devotion. We want every single crystal. Usually, thanks to my reputation farm at Malmut, I managed to bring them to 100, which is a very good numbers before ultimate. Also, I pick up off recording 2 devotions, so I start to work on Wolverine as a filler, so I can unlock attack 0 and finally finish my devotion 3, which is not exactly mine. I use Matt Lee again devotion potting for a Dagalon Purifier. Dagalon is a legendary set that's opened at level 94. It's a basically elemental gunner set that support the class pretty well, and at the moment is the best Purifier. I think second place goes to Stronghold Purifier, but Stronghold Purifier is a gun and shield. Some people don't like this idea. of Captain America. Citadel. Early on. We're gonna kill all the slits. Slit ring is always nice to have. And I don't know why, but in Ultimate and Elite, these necklaces they drop pretty often. Absolutely a nightmare in a normal, especially if you're not lucky enough. As you can see, as I said several times, Act 1 is just a trial act. It's not very hard, mobs very slow, not so deadly in terms of damage. Even with my kinda bad resistance, I am still managed to survive. And Slit Primal Ring is gonna fix that slightly. This ring is a very nice option, but just elemental res on top on the slit ring is much better. I'm gonna fix my vitality res with the crystal, and now everything's fine. Usually acid and poison is not very deadly, so it's not a big deal. I have slightly less. Let's check for Milton. He's not at the first house, so he's gonna be at the second part of Southern Hollow. He is here. Let's hide him a little bit. He is a soldier base, so he is pretty tanky. But still a slow zombie, so this one over here is pretty easy as well. I'm gonna apply all of my stuff for a fast kill. That's how you open usually. You have to place termite mines, sorry. This quest done. I'm gonna take the devotion from here. Let's precast. Gunners usually are pretty good totem farmers, thanks to the, Purifier, sorry, thanks to the Inquisitor seal and the stack of elemental damage. especially when I pick attack Serus proc from the devotion. My damage is gonna be much better. Now it's high enough, but let's look for Luther Graves. He's not at the first spawning point. I'm gonna left the rift here to check because a lot of backtrack. But I'll check if there is a probability to be on the third spawn location. So that's how I'm gonna save some time backtracking. When you start reading the map, because Grimdown is a stationary map, you're gonna be a little bit more effective and faster. That's how I save my time, so I don't have to come back. But if I go down there and he's not there, that's gonna be waste of time. This time I'm gonna check my dynamites. I have plenty, so I can kill Rolderatis for a little bit of Rover's reputation. This is a very dangerous domain. Rolderatis is a CDR cold mage. Be sure there is no healers all around, so he has high elemental resistance usually. But he drops best leveling offhand if you play Frozen Sky Shard. So this tome over here. It comes with modifiers to the skill. Make the area slightly smaller, so actually Trozans becomes a nice shotgun ability. So keep this guy in mind if you plan to play either Druid, or usually Druid by far is the best choice if you plan to play Cold Trozans. Slightly nerfed last two patches, but still very good caster class. This is one of the reasons that staying in normal is pointless. You can see how much better the loot is on the higher difficulties, especially ultimate. But my advice for ultimate is to go there, especially on a hardcore, around 65, 60. Ideal you want to be 70. But you have to spend a little bit more time in elite, which for me is kinda waste. Mistwalker leggings. This is a nice option. Pretty defensive one. I prefer this guy over here. You have to remember, if you face tank him, he is not so deadly, but if you pick him from range, he is a menace. He spawns a lot of stuff that can kill you. And he deals enormously high physical damage, especially at distance. He summons a meteor shower.
Oh, hello, traveler.
And also a big boulder. If you get hit by meteor shower and boulder in a sequence, you're gonna be in a very bad spot or probably dead. Inscribed bracers. This is a casting stuff. Yeah, comes with elemental damage, but I prefer attack speed. We're gonna spare Ulgrim this time. Angrim, sorry. Doesn't matter at elite. And I have my gun recipes. Blueprint, sorry, at normal difficulty if I want to craft. But basically, if you play Demo Fire Strike based gunner, you need just the first blueprint, which is that 15 level 15 guns that I crafted at the very beginning of the series. After that, you don't need anything, I think. You can use either faction guns or just a random drops of the blueprints. At this point, my iron bit's in a good shape. I can switch off the normal greens. So it's much easier for me to focus on stuff that actually can sell as well. Another easy devotion. I like this one because comes with a little bit extra crystals and a potential hero spawn at this area over here. So he is not at home this time, but that's okay. That's another point Wolverine. I'm going for the defensive ability. Percentage is gonna scale. Your other option for a filler, if you feel not so tanky, it's a empty throne and you have to pick one point in the crossroads. The point distribution is the same, 5 points for a 6 purpose. That's how I unlock my attack 0, and this is gonna finalize my build. Time to take care of these guys. My crowd control resistance is quite bad. but Inquisitor CEO is such a broken mechanic. Another useful option, that's Turin's grips. Better attack speed and some bleeding crest on top. I'm definitely gonna keep these gloves. I kinda like flame touch plus temper. Okay, we secure the rift. It's very important to secure this rift because it's apart from a questline. Another level, another 2 points demo, another physique. Be aware, this guy's explosion can hurt. So it's a wise idea to keep some distance. You don't want to get hit by 5 or 6 at the same time. Let's look around for a fabric. Here pretty often you got a spawn or a totem. This one is forsaken, so I'm gonna be extremely careful. I'm gonna precast some stuff before I summon them. These guys, they come from Malmut and they're very dangerous. All of them charge and they have a lot of backup. So approach this with extra care. Another, unfortunately, I play offensive build, but this helm is a pretty good defensive option. Comes with rare resistances and a blast shield and tons of life and defensive ability. But Incendiary Cask is the best I can take. This is the worst map layout, I have to use the cellar. No shortcut for me today. And here is when my poison resistance start to shows that they are not capped. I take like 50% as a damage. We're gonna come back here. I'm gonna place a rift. And I'm just gonna take the Warden Cellar. Gonna keep distance. These guys kinda stuck on top of each other. I don't want to take so much explosions in a sequence. That's a good warm-up. Let's save the inventor. And let's deal with Cronley. Actually, there is something that I want to do. Before I do that, I'm gonna go to the secret graveyard. For another devotion. Second house in this area contains a very lonely man that talks to a doll. Pretends to be his son. You can see the doll over here. He's kinda crazy. If you talk with him, there is two options. He's gonna attack you because he doesn't want you to share his secret. But there is a safe outcome out of the dialogue. Not gonna deal with this because it's not quest related, it's just an Easter egg. But if you use the back door of the house and going under the bridge, there is a secret entrance here. And there is a devotion, but this devotion is only in elite and ultimate. You don't have that in normal. But there is a one-shot chest in every difficulty. So sometimes worth it. Also here is a extra basically slits if you don't have. Here there is a hero spawn as well. Not all the time, but I think in elite and ultimates are pretty open. This is a random spawn. There is a reanimator. I start to take too much damage from these poison pools. He is not at home today. Let's take a look for the one-shot chest. I think I missed it somehow. So it's here. Nothing special. Here is him. I don't need these skills, they mean nothing. but I have to help Barnabas fix the water pump before I proceed forward.
I need some time.
I'm gonna grab my skill point.
Did you bring back?
Don't be afraid about the skill points. You can retrieve all of them in normal. In ultimate, sorry. They fixed the game. The game now supports completely 2 difficulties. So basically all the skill point quest and stuff in the ultimate gives 2 points instead of 1. Because they count as a elite completion as well. Of course now I'm gonna take just 1 for the basically Kasparov questline. Because I finished that at elite. But probably it's gonna be the only exception because I don't plan to continue with elite. I use Act 1 as a power up because this is very easy 8 devotions. Some boost to Devil's Crossing reputation and update to my primal slit ring because usually it's what I use. For all my playthroughs, ring is just too good and can carry you to very end of endgame when you start working on your basically endgame build. But for example, this is the elite version, and having a ring that give you 54 resistances in total is quite nice. Damage to beast and beastkin as well, and energy regeneration just in one slot. It's a deal breaker. Of course, if you manage to find some crazy triple rare MI ring like Golus ring with a crazy suffix and prefix, of course you're gonna swap, but this is a pretty rare in a playthrough and I don't like to farm MIs because they falls off pretty fast. That's a thing you don't see very often. Usually Grimdown have a duplicate mechanic, but in fact I don't have this blueprint. It drops twice in a row. This guy is a poison user, so I have to be careful. We have Barnabas. I'm not gonna deal with the villagers, I'm going straight to the point. I have to be careful with the rift spawns. These guys deal high poison damage. Let's dump. I need the explosive strike for extra damage on top. It's gonna help with my clear speed. I kinda want this totem. It's a pretty rippy one. If it's not on my way, I'm gonna skip it. But if there is a way to approach it, this map is so messed up. I think it's gonna be on my way. There is an entrance here. This chest is not one shot chest, but still quite profitable. I'm gonna clear all the huts. I'm gonna spawn a nice seal. And I'm gonna summon them. This again is a Malmut type of a totem, Forsaken. Mask of Gurgot, Pouncing Manticore. Not very useful stuff, but this is what it is. The very interesting is, in fact, I didn't find any epic gun that suit my build, which is kinda bad luck on my side. Usually guns they rain in this game, and if I play something different I'm gonna be drowned in a guns. But because I play a gun Purifier now, they just refuse to drop. There is a few epic options that's gonna boost my damage significantly, but they just refuse to drop. Also at this point I can find legendary ones as well. Another secret area. Last devotion for this act, if we didn't reconsider East March, but I don't want to go there with these bad resistances. And now I have a relevant source of crystal. I can come back to Elite at any point. Let's pick up Attack Zero. That's a huge boost. And next devotion point's gonna bring me tons of elemental damage to my weapons. I like to clear here. I don't remember Blind Sage. And this is, now I have relevant source of crystals at any point. Elite's gonna scale, I think, till the very end game. So if I want easy crystals, I can come here and just farm it. On a auto attacking build, The most important thing is attack all the time, so you can leech. Even if you're in a very bad spot, just don't stop attacking. You can reposition and immediately start attacking. This can save your life. These spiders, they're kinda rippy because my poison resistance bad. But somehow Inquisitor Seal is such a broken mechanic. This spirit cannon, I think this is gonna be some sort of vitality gun, and it's probably to hunt, yeah. Also be careful when you click like me. You can see I took off my pants. I did this several times. It's very easy to unequip your gear and throw it at the floor, and didn't notice that as well. Warden Creek at this point is easy peasy. I forgot to pop up my ointments for the entire act. If you just attacking him, there is a no chance you out heal the whole damage from him. One shot chest, nothing special. And this is the moment that I go back, pick up all the quests and end up the episode probably. This is Luther Graves. Not very impressive experience. Faldis. Angrim. Milton's sister. I'm gonna kill Dirani, of course. The only time that I spare him is ultimate, so I can have him as a boss in the next act. Serena. Deal with the fabrics. And I believe all the quests from... Why is he still here?
I'm still waiting.
Now I have to go outside for a second. He's gonna move to the prison when I spoke to Barnabas. So he's immediately at the prison.
Good, you're back. One of you. That's good work. There is that.
And this is level 60.
So you must be the copy.
I'm take the free scraps. Another 2 points demo. And at this point I can end up the episode here. We managed to scale a little bit more. I took finally my attack 0. And I'm gonna finish it in the next, basically at Act 1 Ultimate. Our resistance is gonna be pretty bad. Especially fire lighting. So I'm gonna think for a solution. Probably I'm gonna be forced to swap Ether Soul for Wardstone. This is the one of the solutions that comes in mind to me. Or I have to check for some ointments around the factions. So here is a Ether resistance on a jewelries. Let's take my read before I forgot. But there is definitely a couple of options. I can take care of my poison resistance as well. But this gonna be in the next episode. Thank you everyone for watching. See you in the next one.